What's up, folks? This is your boy Zilla, and today I'm going to review a brand new stand-up comedy special from Kevin Hart that's streaming on Netflix. It's called Zero Fucks Given. In this stand-up special, Kevin does it during COVID season, and he is doing the special inside of his living room, which is just, I'm stunting on you. I got so much space in my living room that I could put people in here and have a whole show. Open concept, right? I'm gonna tell you right now, I like the idea of doing a special in your living room. I think that's cool. I think that's really dope. Open concept. But as far as the jokes, look, I think Kevin is phenomenal. I think he's the best stand-up comedian the game has ever saw. And I know a lot of people will hate me for that hot take, but when it comes to numbers, numbers don't lie. He has so many stand-up special that were released in theaters. He has that's a just plus, right? And he has a lot of hours of content. I know back in it, let me rephrase my hot take, right? He's the best modern day stand-up comedian the game has seen. Not the greatest of all time. He's not the GOAT. Best modern day stand-up, and I'm gonna go from Eddie Murphy to him. Best modern day. I think Kevin is the best. And that's just on a pure numbers basis. Because while I do think Eddie Murphy's two specials are the funniest, Kevin has so much content. So on a content numbers wise, that's why I'm giving Kevin that title. But this special, this is his worst special ever. His worst. I think we're at a point now where comedy becomes less about good jokes and more about interesting ideas. And I'm not really a fan of that. While some people think that's fine, I don't. I like it when interesting ideas and exceptional humor have sex and create killer jokes. I think that's what's really, really fun. You know those jokes that make you laugh so hard that you think you're gonna die? You're like balled over and you're struggling trying to catch your breath because the joke is so funny. Kevin gave me that feeling before. Like when I first heard the Deirdre joke, I was on the floor rolling. I was dying out laughing. I really had to stand up and get air. I was hyperventilating. It was so funny. This comedy special didn't do that for me. In order for me to give you the two thumbs up and a stamp of approval, I need you to tell jokes that put my life in jeopardy with your words, to the point where you could tell a cancelable joke and not have to worry about it. Your joke will acquit you of your cancelable offense, if that makes sense. Now, right off the bat, he comes in and he tells everyone that he infected his whole family with COVID. I thought that joke was probably about a 5. It was a 5. It was a cool joke. It was a cool joke. It didn't hit. Then he came back about being home and how he only feels safe at home. I related to that. I also only feel safe at home. His next set of jokes was probably one of his best jokes in the stand-up special, which he talks about fame and snitches. And I do feel like since everyone has a camera, the roles are very, very reversed. It's like celebrities act weird now, and the fans and the people of the rest of the world with their cameras, they're sort of normalized. And it's like when you're not the person inside the box, you are less weird. When you're inside the box, you sort of react like you know you're in the box because cameras are everywhere. And him talking about hating being filmed, again, it was one of those interesting ideas where I feel like the joke could have landed harder and it didn't land as hard as it could have. And I'm seeing more of the potential of the joke. It was a fine joke. It was okay. It was a C+ joke. I'm used to Kevin giving me A+ material. He didn't do that there. I did also like when he talked about roofing his balls, because as an older guy, you roof these motherfuckers. But that was a cool joke. And also I related to his daughter liking boys. Like I really like the concepts of those jokes. The foundation of those jokes are there. I wish there was a greater punchline, a harder hitting punchline. I feel like he had all these interesting ideas and he floated from one interesting ideas to another in a great storytelling way, but not in a great joke telling way. The jokes didn't land, the punchlines didn't land. I chuckled at best, and I wanted to lose my breath with laughter. That didn't happen. Now my friend was telling me about the private school jokes and how he felt like, oh, wow, you're too famous for your kids. I've been seeing a lot of chatter about that on Twitter and amongst my own personal conversations. And Yeah, but you do anything for your kids, even if your school doesn't respect your fame. Again, there was the opportunity there to land harder hitting jokes, but I just feel like he crapped on Carlton, especially the day it came out. The day the special came out was the same day that HBO Max aired the Fresh Prince reunion. So bad timing. He talks more about private schools versus public schools. Again, opportunity for harder hitting jokes. Being the greeter, his kids being spoiled, and yeah, we know you have a lot of money and you can shut down the theme parks. That's cool. But again, give me a harder hitting joke. You just made me feel terrible about myself because I used to think I was good enough to get the fast pass. Now I just feel like, yeah, there's nothing fast about the fast pass. Why did I waste my money on that? Thank you for reminding me, Mr. Kevin Hart. His ex-wife jokes, telling women to sit down, him not giving an F about like what his wife does. That joke was weak. Going out weak. The 7 a.m. dick suckers sound like that could have been the foundation for another good joke. Don't know if it landed, but I can see people sort of saying that and that catching on Twitter. So I'll give him that as a win. And again, overall, I just think like the comedy special really fell short of the expectations that he has set for himself. And it's like a merge or a morphing of this idea that comedy specials don't have to be funny. If I'm gonna take away from Kevin Hart, I'm also gonna throw a lot of other comedians out there who put out specials or have specials or sort of specials that weren't funny. They were filled with interesting ideas that didn't necessarily make me laugh, but they did make me think a little bit. And I think I want to get back more to where comedy specials are actually funny and less like TED Talks. Overall, I'll probably give this special, it's his weakest special, so I'll give it a 7, where I think all of his other specials were at least 9s. But I like Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart's a great comedian. I think he's the best comedian. I don't think this takes away from him. He has, 6, 7 comedy specials? There's been a lot of comedians. You think of Chris Tucker, who's considered one of the GOATs by many. He has 7 minutes of stand-up content. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. That's it. And as Steve Martin told me, he said, I know comedians who toured on 7 minutes of content. So what Kevin Hart's been able to do is a plus. I'll give him that. This comedy special, again, it just fell short to the bar that he's raised, but that doesn't take away from the fact in modern day era, he's the GOAT of the last 30 years. No one has been able to touch Kevin Hart. He still has that because no one is taking it from him. But the champion is looking a little bit weak in the stand-up thing. But that's all. And I hate to say it, but Kevin has been super cool. He's a cool guy. But this comedy special just didn't do it for me. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Did you guys like this comedy special? Let's talk about it down below. You can stream it now on Netflix if you haven't checked it out. But I didn't like it. It's a 5 or 6 or a 5. It was bad.